Welcome to the first episode of the Week in Tri for 2016. I trust that your festive season was both joyous and safe, and that you're brimming with enthusiasm for the 2016 triathlon season that may be starting way sooner than you imagine. But without further ado, let's roll the intro and get stuck into what is happening in the triathlon news world from around the planet. Firstly, from the world of Ironman, it's hardly a surprise that now that the Chinese consortium has bought out the brand of Ironman, that the city of Xiamen in China will be hosting a 70.3 on the 6th of November 2016. But what makes this specific 70.3 all the more interesting is what they're doing as far as age group athletes are concerned. Whereas normally at a 70.3 you'd expect slots to be available for the 70.3 World Championship, and because this event is happening in November, there are 50 qualifying slots for the Ironman 70.3 World Championships in Chattanooga for 2017. So 50 slots for the 2017 Ironman 70.3 World Championship. Nothing unusual there. But what is unusual is that the same 70.3 event is offering 15 slots for the KONA Ironman World Championship of 2017. Now correct me if I'm wrong here, but this could be the first 70.3 event that is offering full Ironman distance World Championship qualifying slots for age groupers. So you race a 70.3 to qualify for a full Ironman World Championship. It just doesn't seem to gel to me completely there. But then again, I suppose the Chinese consortium wanting to get as many athletes from around the planet through to their local Chinese event as absolutely possible. But let's watch the space really carefully, because I've got an inkling that in just a couple of years' time, the 70.3 World Championship event will be moving to China, and maybe even the same Xiamen course that's going to be having the 70.3 in November. That may very well become the new home of the 70.3 World Championship. We have to wait and see how things develop there. But that's just where my mind is going. Chinese consortium put the 70.3 World Championship in China. It just makes complete economic and productive sense. And staying on the Ironman front, as far as the calendar is concerned, the only international triathlon happening this coming weekend is happening on Sunday, and it's an Ironman 70.3 that's happening in the city of Pucón, and that is in Chile. So stay tuned for next week's edition of the Week in Triathlon for the results and what all transpires in that event in Pucón, Chile. Now on to news from the Challenge family, and during the off-season, the Challenge family have announced 3 new destination events for their 2016 season. And they are all in the Far East. Starting off on the 13th of August, there will be a half challenge happening in Malaysia. Straight after that, on the 11th of September 11, there's going to be a half challenge happening in Vietnam. It's interesting, Vietnam has got a very much a US linked history, and now they're putting on a half challenge on September 11. Go figure. But anyway, be that as it may, September 11, Vietnam, stunning looking venue. Then the third new challenge event, which is also going to be a half challenge, that's going to be happening in Thailand on the 23rd of October. So you've got 13 August, September 11, and 23 October. Those 3 are the new dates on the challenge calendar. All 3 are half challenge events. As I mentioned, you've got Malaysia, Vietnam, and Thailand. So those could be really interesting and really rewarding holiday destinations. And I know specifically as far as Thailand is concerned, generally the food quality is brilliant, really cheap, and also accommodation is really cheap across there as well. So let's see, add at least one of those onto your destination calendar for 2016. Still with Challenge, there are 0 Challenge events coming up this coming weekend. As I mentioned earlier, the only international event is that half Ironman happening in Chile. Then getting on to the world of Xterra. Xterra has supplied us with zero news for this edition of the Weekend Try. So by the looks of things, there's absolutely zero happening in Xterra, and as far as the Xterra calendar is concerned, that's only going to be kicking off in the month of February. So everything is in complete sleep mode, chill mode. The mountain bikers are all still relaxing in their post-festive season slumbers, and no doubt over the course of the next couple of weeks there may be some little bits of news starting to trickle through. But at the moment, zero news on the Xterra front, zero events on the Xterra front. Onto the ITU front. As far as the off-season in the ITU, very little news trickling through there. The only thing that the ITU seems to be publishing as far as news is concerned is tons of just about daily posts about their 2015 photo competition. Come on ITU, what's happening with all of your elite athletes in their preparation and build up into this Olympic year? Share some news with us. I went scratching around a little bit further, and what I managed to find out from the doc, Brett Sutton, is that Nicola Spirig, the silver medalist from the Olympic Games in London 2012, is back in training, gearing herself up for the Rio 2016 Olympics. And what's very interesting there is most triathletes, when it comes to the pre-season, early season, they're doing all their aerobic base work. Nicola Spirig with Brett Sutton, they're turning that entire system completely on its head. Nicola Spirig is working power at the moment, she's working speed at the moment. She's doing interval sets in the pool, she's doing interval sets on the bike, and she's doing interval sets on the track. So, getting all her power and speed work done now, and then maintain that form through the season by doing your aerobic, what you would normally call your aerobic base work through the season in order to be able to maintain form, and doing that aerobic base work through the season in order to adequately recover from all the events that are happening on just about a week-to-week, weekend-to-weekend basis on the ITU calendar. So that's what Nicola Spirig's doing. What are you doing? Are you doing something different? Post any comments that you have about that. Post those down below. What are you doing as far as your pre-season is concerned that's maybe similar to or different to what top triathlon coach Brett Sutton is busy doing with Nicola Spirig right now? As far as events are concerned, zero events on the ITU calendar as far as this weekend's concerned. So, nothing to report on as far as that's concerned. So that brings us to the end of this week's edition of the Weekend Try. Remember, share this out amongst all your triathlon friends. Post any comments, questions, criticisms that you have. Post those in the comment section down below. And don't forget, go and look at the last video, the last edition of the Weekend Try that I posted right at the end of 2015. That's all about Lance Armstrong making his comeback in triathlon during the course of this year. His WADA ban as far as triathlon is concerned, that expires this year, which entitles him to be able to race triathlon again. What do you have to say about that? What are your opinions? Post those in the comment section down below. Also remember, down below the screen there is a big red subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button, that way you stay subscribed to my channel for all the new content that comes out to you daily. Every Friday there'll be an edition of the Weekend Try for you, and in between then, athlete questions are answered by Coach Edu on a day-to-day basis. But in the meantime, until we meet again, stay carved up for the win out there. I'll see you next time. Cheers.